Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to Yarn and Pajamas. So today is a different kind of video. Today is a thrifting slash antiquing haul that I thought I would share with you guys. So if you are interested to see what I found on my days off from work this week, stay tuned because I'm going to show you. Okay, so the first thing that I got was this Tupperware sifter. And so what you do is you put flour or sugar, and it's got a little twirly thing. So you twirl it and it sifts it out on the bottom. And I thought this would be great for like when you're making gravy, or when you're making like a pizza and you got to sprinkle some flour about, or you're making bread and you got to sprinkle the flour out on the thing. I'm always putting my hand down in the bag of flour, and I thought this could cure that problem. I saw this being used by someone on YouTube on a cooking show, and I was like, I need that. And when I seen it in the antique store, I was like, I know what that is and I want it. So I've got this vintage Tupperware sifter. I did pick up an item for my sister, and let me tell you, she got a steal on this. But it is this depression glass, like pink depression glass pitcher. And then she got 5 cups with it for only $25. I mean, that was like a steal. I didn't find the pitcher in a different store, but I did find the goblets in a different antique store, and they were $25 a piece. So I paid, or Marguerite paid, $25 for the pitcher and 5 goblets, but she did give me this goblet, so I have one of her pink goblets. But I wanted to show this off. She is super excited. She says she's going to drink pink lemonade out of this all summer long. So let me set this over to the side here. Okay, so you remember the last time I went thrifting, how I told you guys that I like the Cornett in the Spice of Life pattern? Well, I found me some more pieces of that, if I don't break it here. But I found this little one. It's got the little plastic storage lid on it. I believe it's one of the petites, and this is like the 2.5 cup one. And then I have, like this is like a 1.5 cup, I believe. So they came together as a pair. I believe I paid $10 for both of them and the lid. But they were so cute. I just couldn't leave them. And I didn't even see them the first day I was at that store. And I went back to that same store the second day because I'd seen something that I wanted, and I thought on it and thought on it and thought on it. And I was like, I'm going to go back and get it. So, and I passed these when I was walking by, so I picked them up as well. I did find another Corningware. Now, this does have a glass lid. It's just over at the sink. I didn't bring the lids over here for them. But this is an A2B. So it is a 2 quart, I believe. I have already used this. I made me some cornbread in it last night and washed it up so I could show you guys. And I did actually already use this too. I took my lunch in it to work today. So that was cool. Used it in the microwave and everything. So I got this. Another cool thing that I found was this vintage Corningware like trivet or tray. This is the medium sized one, and it fits like this. So like you could set it on your table to serve, or I mean, I don't think I would carry my Corningware on this, but ta-da! Now this piece I did not thrift, but it was given to me by my sister. So I thought I would include it in here since we're talking about Corningware. It's this little doodad. It's like a cooker, I guess. Like a saucepan maybe. Let's see what it says. It's a a 1.5 pint, a P82B. So it does have this little lid with it. So I haven't used this one yet, but this one would be great for like making some dips in, like especially like if you're going to take them to work the next day for lunch or something like that. You could just go in the microwave or the oven if you have like a little oven at work. And I also found a small, the size small of the little trivet, and I'll show you. This fits on it. Ta-da! Let's set this over here. Ooh. You're knocking stuff off over there. Okay. So, found this little Tupperware cup. And I've thought about this for a little bit. I think these are like 6-ounce juice tumblers, but it has the little lid. And I like to eat Jell-O, and I like to make, you know, Jell-O in little cups that I can, you know, take to work and store in the fridge and they don't, you know, leak out. And most of the time I use the little plastic cups with the little lids on them. But it gets expensive buying those, especially if you go through a lot of Jell-O like I do. I also like to make, you know, pudding out of the box. I like banana flavor pudding, and you can't find those in pudding cups anywhere that I've ever seen. I've seen lemon and unicorn, but I like the plain old just banana. So I thought, well, I'll get a bunch of these here, and then I can save some on the environment and save some money. But on all of the places that I went, I only found one. I am going to a swap meet this weekend, so I'm hoping that I'll run across some more of these little cups, because I think these are going to be a lifesaver in my life. Look at this trifle bowl that I found. $7. I believe this is an Anchor Hawking. I'm not sure. It looks like the one that is Anchor Hawking online. It's got some water spots. I did wash it, but I didn't dry it. Yeah, I just thought that, you know, wouldn't banana puddings and Oreo puddings just look so festive in this at like Christmas or Thanksgiving? It was cheap, and me and Margaret had been talking about wanting one, and I seen it and it was $7. And I mean, this sucker is heavy too. I got another Corningware here. This is the 5-quart Dutch oven, and it does have like the raised up lid that goes with it. Now I can tell you that I like to make this bread. It is from that Tasty website, and I'll put a link to it down below, because it is like one of the most awesome breads I've ever made, or tasted for that matter. But you use a Dutch oven to make it. Now my mom has a cast iron Dutch oven that I always use, but usually like when I make it, I like to make 2 loaves. I like to make 1 loaf to give to my aunt too. So this is going to come in handy, because I can just do 2 loaves at one time, because now I have another Dutch oven. And set this back here. I have this right here. It is an A10B. I think on that it's classified as a skillet. And I did buy, let's see. Well, we can't see it. It's back here. Let's see if I can get it. Should have been more prepared, right? It is the base for the skillet. It's like an electric skillet. So I got, and it has its lid too. Also got one of the large trivets. I found all of these at the same place, but just different booths. Like they were all in different places, and they were all the same price, like each. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Try to get some of this stuff out of the way. Yeah. Here's a lid for the 2-quart. I did go to an estate sale. It was one day last week, and I found this gorgeous bowl set. It's got like a plate. It's iridescent, and they set together, and I just thought it was just beautiful. I just loved it so much. So here is the item that I didn't buy the first day that I had to go back and get. It's a Pyrex bowl, and it's the, I think it's called American Wheat or just Wheat, I'm not sure. But the reason that I wanted it was because my mama had this set, and we actually have her medium and small bowl, but we didn't have the large bowl, and this is the large one. And it was the only one that I'd seen, like the whole rip that I've been thrifting. So I went to the estate sale. It was last week. It was one day last week. I think it was like Wednesday of last week, and then Monday and Tuesday I went out thrifting. But this was the only one. I saw a couple of the small ones, but no large ones. So I thought on it, and I was like, I'm gonna go back and get it, and I'll just finish off, you know, Mama's set. And now I have it, and it does have its lid. All of hers have their lids as well. There's the lid. So let me take some of this stuff out of the way. I'm almost done, guys. And then I also found this enameled cast iron little cooker oven, Dutch oven thing. It is it's made in Holland. I looked it up. It's called like Drew something. I can't remember. I thought it was beautiful. I just really just liked the look of it. I am going to try making some baked beans in this. I bet baked beans would be good in it. But I seen it up on the shelf as soon as I walked in, and I was like, oh, that is just so beautiful. It would just look good just sitting out. So, okay, so now we're getting in to like my favoritist things. So let me make some room here for myself. Okay, so while I was at the estate sale, sorry, I have to take a drink of, it's Sprite Zero. While I was at the estate sale, I went for two things. There were some Christmas ornaments that I've already put up, or I would show you guys. I'll try to find a picture of what they look like and pop it in. But I wanted them because I have some that belong to my mama, and I've like never seen those out anywhere or anything like that before, and I was like, oh, I want them. And then there were some yellow depression glass plates that I wanted. So that's what I specifically went for. I did get the Christmas ornaments, and I did get my plates. So while I was there, the glasses were like this, like the fluted type glasses. I guess that's what that's called. And I'm like, oh, I don't need those. I just want 4 of the plates because I think that they're pretty. And you hardly ever see like yellow depression glass. Like I see the pink glass all the time, but I hardly see yellow. So I got the 4 plates. I got my Christmas ornaments. I got a set of cookbooks. I feel like I got something else I may not have. Oh, I got some glasses that were iridescent, and then these bowls. They look just like those bowls. It probably was a set or something. And those are already put up. But when I got home, I was like, you know, I remember a long time ago on Pinterest, and I went back to try to find my pen, and I can't find it anywhere. But somebody had done a table place setting of depression glass, and each setting was a different color of the depression glass. And it was just so, excuse me, so pretty. And I loved it. And after I got home, I thought about it, and I was like, I should have got all of the glass because I could have done that. I could have made a place setting out of, you know, just the yellow glass. So then I decided, well, I'm just going to start collecting the glass and make the different color place settings like I wanted. Well, here are the plates. I do have 4 of them. The other 3 are sitting over here on the bar. But it has, I think this is according to the internet, because I'm not an expert on antiques or anything, but I think this is like the princess design, and I think it's anchor hawking, but I'm not sure. Trying, and I'm downstairs, so it's even louder. But it's I think it's the princess design, and it's anchor hawking, which I'm not in it for like collecting it like that. I'm in it because I want it sitting on my table as a place setting. So while I was out thrifting, I decided what I wanted was, I wanted a large plate, a smaller plate like a saucer, a little bowl, and a cup to go as the setting. So I did find a little yellow plate, and I got a good deal on it. It was only $1. It was $1, and I paid $2 for this one. All of them were $2 a piece. Everything was $2 a piece, and this is another reason that I'm kicking myself in the tail for not getting it. It's because it was so cheap. So I found this little plate for $1. I don't know what pattern it is. It is not the same pattern as this one, but it's like etched like that one on the back, so it fits nicely. And the more you layer, the more the color comes through, because it's a very pale yellow. So the first antique like mall that I went to, they had this one booth that was nothing but depression glass, and I was like so excited. But then I seen the prices and I got less excited. So the very same plates that I have, they were charging almost like $20 for a piece. And then the cups that I passed up on, $40 a piece. I know, I'm crazy. I shouldn't have passed it up. So every cup in the yellow color was just too expensive. I couldn't afford any cup. They were all $40 or more. And when I say or more, there was one yellow cup that was $90 there. It was like a tumbler. It was beautiful, but not $90 beautiful for what I wanted it for. I'm sure that a collector would love it. But I did find a little bowl, and I did pay $10 for this little bowl. And I think that it is like, I think it is that spoke pattern. I'm not sure. Again, like I said, I don't really know too much about depression glass. I just really like the look of it. And I went to another vintage mall, sort of like the one I was at, and there too was a huge booth of nothing but depression glass. And I mean, like, you literally had to dig through this stuff. There was so much of it. And I did end up finding a cup in the yellow. And this is the same pattern as the plate, the big plate. So I think it's the princess little tumbler. It's in pretty good condition. Like, there's no, like, little flea bites or anything. But it was, I think, $15. So I did pay a pretty penny for the cup and the bowl. But look at the place setting. I will pop in a picture of it too, just because like you can't really see it too good, but yes, I love it. So one of the main reasons, because I've been to these stores before, one of the main reasons that I wanted to go to the second store was to look at the depression glass, because I knew that there was that big huge booth of depression glass there. So I knew that they had green glass, and I wanted to start collecting some of the place settings for the green glass. So as I was looking around, I saw a tumbler, and now it does have a flea bite right there. It's more like a chip. They called it a flea bite, but I think it's a chip. But I don't care, because I'm not going to drink out of it. I would be too scared. So I just paid $10 for it because of that. Now they did have another one just like this that was $30. So I think I done good finding this one. And I also found a plate, and I was super excited that I found this plate, and it was only $7, I think. So, and I mean, like, I dug through some plates, and this is the same pattern as the yellow plate. So it's the same shape and the same pattern, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. So I got that. So I just kept digging through the glass, like hoping that I'll come across some cheaper stuff. And I did. I found this little saucer, and I did pay $7 for it. So it wasn't that cheap, but it is the same pattern as the big plate here. And there they are together. And I just kept a digging, guys, kept a digging, until I found a little bowl. Look how cute it is. I paid $10 for this bowl. So, you know, this place setting was probably like a $30 place setting. But I didn't expect to find everything there. See how you can see like the color is just more prominent when you put them all together. Like on their own, they're not as prominent. So I was done, because, you know, I wasn't going to buy any more depression glass. But as I was walking around the store, I come upon another booth, and there was some pink depression glass, like not very much, just a few pieces. And I found this plate for $3. And it's, you know, it's plain. It's not like got nothing, you know, fancy or anything on it. But that's okay. You know, they all don't have to be like fancy. And it was $3. And all of the pink plates that I'd found on the other booth were like $25+ So I liked the $3 plate. And I kept looking, and I come across this plate for $1. $4. Now it doesn't match. It's not the same pattern, as you can tell. And then when you put them together, they start looking a little bit more pink. So I was talking to my sister while I was walking around the store, and she said, oh, she said, you can have one of my pink goblets to help with creating your place settings. That way that'll be one less thing you don't have to buy. So then I'm like, well, I have everything but the little bowl for the pink setting. So I went back over across the store to the booth with all of the depression glass and dug through until I found a little bowl that I could afford. It was $10. And I believe they call these berry bowls. And this one's cool because it has a handle on it. Not, you know, very like designy or whatever. But I thought, because the goblet is like so fancy and designed, that it would look just perfect with it. everything else being so plain. And I was right. It looks perfect. I cannot wait, guys, to start setting my table for, like, with these place settings. I have like all of these ideas that I want to do. One starts with crocheting a tablecloth, like a lacy tablecloth. So I've been looking around for patterns for that. I have ideas of like finding a pattern for a cake, and maybe eventually getting a cake plate, because I did see some cake plates in the different depression glass colors. Like after I collect my next color, like move on to that, and like some little trays, like to maybe like hold little, you know, crocheted scones. And oh, and I have one more thing to show you. I got this vase. It's holding my flowers. I got these beautiful flowers from the people I work with for Secretary's Day, which was in April the 26th, I think. So they're still going pretty strong. This one just bloomed out. It was like closed up. They're still smell very good. But I bought this vase, and I bought it to have a vase to put my mom's flowers in for Mother's Day, when Mother's Day rolls around, because we have one vase and I don't know what happened to it. I can't find it. I had put those flowers in a pitcher, and like that we drink out of. But yeah, I got that. It was fairly cheap. It was like $5. It's in like milk glass. But yeah. So yeah, I have an idea. I want a new kitchen table. I have like all of these ideas running through my head. So if you guys have any cool ideas for things for my place settings, for my depression glass tablescape, I guess is what I'm going to call it, a tablescape, please let me know, because you know I'm open to all kinds of ideas and suggestions. But I have one more color to collect, and that is blue, and I hear it is the hardest to find. I did not see, I seen some blue glass in one of the booth where I got the green and the pink stuff, but there was very little of it, and I didn't even look at it, because first I was just concerned about getting the green stuff. Because that's what the green and the yellow was what she had the least of, or I don't know who owns the booth, but tons of pink glass, tons of that. So if you guys know any good honey holes for depression glass, any good antique stores, let me know where it's located at, because we did find a store in Wisconsin, like an antique mall, and it's like 5 hours from us, and we're going to make a trip out to it this fall, I think. Margaret's going to come up, and me and her mom are going to go out to it and do a little bit of antiquing. So I'm pretty excited about that, because you know right now I'm all about this vintage life right now. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me and looking at all of my stuff that I got, and listening to me go on and on about my tablescape. So yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and I will see you in another video. Bye.